You know what absolutely blows my mind? Watching people toss money into the stock market as if they're playing a casino game, while completely ignoring the fact that they still have credit card debt charging them 22% interest, quietly destroying their finances. It's like trying to fill a bucket full of giant holes and then wondering why it never fills up. My name is Nick, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about money, smart investing strategies, and why so many people insist on doing everything backwards when they're trying to build wealth. If you read someone who actually wants to understand the correct order for investing, instead of just throwing cash at whatever sounds exciting, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if this video helps you avoid costly mistakes. Here's something that might shock you. Recent numbers show that 1 out of 3 Americans doesn't even have an emergency fund. The median emergency savings amount is about $500. Just $500. That's less than what many people pay every month for their car. And it's actually lower than the $600 median from the previous year. Meanwhile, these same people ask me whether they should buy single stocks or jump into crypto. It's like asking if you should buy a Ferrari when you can even afford to repair the transmission on the car you already have. The truth is, there's a proper sequence for investing your money that can save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime and drastically speed up your journey to financial freedom. But most people ignore this order because it's not as exciting as choosing the next trending stock or attempting to time the market. They want to skip straight to the fun without handling the boring fundamentals that actually matter. Today, I am going to walk you through the exact steps you should follow when investing your money so you can increase your returns while reducing your risk. And I promise some of these steps will surprise you, especially why your employer match should be prioritized above almost everything else, and why health savings accounts might be the most powerful investment tool people overlook. But before we get into the step-by-step blueprint, let me explain why getting this order wrong can seriously damage your financial progress. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start by choosing fancy light fixtures or high-end countertops if your foundation was broken and your roof was leaking. Yet, that's basically what most people do with their money. They get excited about investing in a popular ETF while still carrying high-interest debt that can wipe out any gains they make. The opportunity cost of ignoring this order is enormous. Every month you delay paying off credit card debt at 22% interest is a month where that debt grows faster than almost any return you could realistically earn. Every month, you skip your employer's match as free money you're refusing to accept. And contributing to a taxable account before maxing out tax-advantaged ones means more money going to taxes instead of your future. Before you invest even a single dollar, you must build an emergency fund. I know it sounds dull. I know you'd rather hear about the stocks that could make you rich. But here's why this matters more than you think. An emergency fund isn't just about covering surprise expenses. It creates mental protection that prevents you from making awful financial choices when life inevitably hits you with something unexpected. When your car breaks down or a medical bill arrives, having emergency savings means you won't need to sell investments at a bad time or accumulate more high-interest debt. People always ask, how much should I save for emergencies? Traditional advice says 3 to 6 months of living expenses. But that range is so wide it's almost unhelpful. The amount you need depends on your situation. If you have a stable job with great benefits, 3 months might be enough. If you're self-employed or work in an unstable industry, you might need 6 months or even more. Here's what I recommend for most people. Save your first $1,000 as fast as possible. That covers small emergencies and gives you immediate peace of mind. Then build up to 1 month of living expenses. After that, work toward reaching 3 months. Breaking it into stages makes the goal far more manageable. Here's something interesting most people don't know. A recent Vanguard study found that individuals with at least $2,000 saved for emergencies had financial well-being scores 21% higher than those with zero savings, the highest improvement linked to any financial factor they measured. $2,000 isn't huge, but the psychological effect is massive. Once your emergency fund is set, the next step is absolutely essential. Eliminate all high-interest debt before investing anywhere else. High-interest debt means anything over roughly 8% annually, depending on the market. Credit card debt is the main culprit here. With average rates above 22%, credit card debt is like financial poison. It grows faster than nearly any reasonable investment you could make. Carrying credit card debt while investing is like trying to run a marathon with concrete blocks tied to your feet. Paying off debt with extremely high interest gives you a guaranteed return equal to the interest rate, which is often more than what you'd earn from the stock market after taxes. To put it in perspective, if you have $5,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest and only pay the minimums, you'll end up paying nearly $2,800 in interest over 5 years. That's money that should have been working for you, not draining you. Every dollar you use to eliminate that debt is effectively earning you a guaranteed 22% return, which beats Warren Buffett's long-term average. The smartest method for paying off debt is simple. List your debts with interest rates and minimum payments. Pay the minimum on everything, then put all extra money toward the highest interest debt. This is known as the debt avalanche method, and it saves you the most money mathematically. Some people prefer the debt snowball method for motivation, paying off small balances first, but avalanche saves more money overall. But here's the interesting part. There is one major exception to the rule about paying off debt before investing, and it's so important that it becomes the next step in the optimal order. If your employer offers matching contributions in your retirement plan, you should contribute enough to get the full match even before you finish paying off high-interest debt. This might sound strange, but the math doesn't lie. Employer matching is basically a guaranteed 100% return on your contributions up to the match limit. Even if you're carrying credit card debt at 22%, getting a 100% instant return is usually the better choice. It's like picking up free money that your employer immediately doubles. For example, if your employer matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary and you make $50,000 per year, contributing $3,000 to get the full $1,500 match gives you a 50% guaranteed return, not even including market growth. Nothing compares to that. The key is to contribute only enough to secure the full match, then put all extra money back into paying off high-interest debt. Once the debt is gone, you can increase retirement contributions. Just be aware of vesting schedules. Some employers require you to stay with the company for a certain amount of time before the matched money becomes fully yours. But even then, the immediate return usually makes contributing worthwhile. This foundation, emergency fund, debt elimination, employer match, forms the ground floor of your financial structure. Without these, everything else you do is built on unstable ground. Once these building blocks are in place, you enter what I call the tax optimization stage. And this is where things get very interesting. Most people completely mess this up because they get sidetracked by trendy investments and jump straight into taxable accounts when they should first max out all tax-advantaged options. Now we get to maximizing your individual retirement account. Here's why this step comes before putting additional money into your employer's 401k. An IRA offers far more investment flexibility and usually much lower fees than most workplace plans. Many employer 401k plans only offer expensive, limited mutual funds that charge high management fees. But with an IRA, you can invest in low-cost index funds and ETFs with fees so small they barely register. Over time, these fee differences can cost tens of thousands of dollars. It's the difference between keeping your money or watching fund managers take a chunk of your returns every year. For 2025, you can contribute up to $7,000 to an IRA, or $8,000 if you're 50 or older. Once you max out your IRA, you can then increase your contributions in your employer's 401k beyond the match. But this is where the decision gets trickier. You must decide between traditional and Roth accounts, and the choice can either save you or cost you thousands in taxes over your lifetime. It all boils down to whether you want to pay taxes now or later. Traditional accounts give you a tax deduction today, but tax you when you withdraw the money in retirement. Roth accounts make you pay taxes up front, but give you tax-free withdrawals later.